am Eddie Garcia, here with William Tyler at the Southeastern Center for Contemporary Art in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, where he just performed and gave us an exhilarating performance. Thank you very much.
Thank you for thinking that it was exhilarating.
It was. I've never seen you before, and we sat in the front row. We were nerding out in the very front, kind of being blown away.
Awesome.
But, yeah, really.
That was really fun.
Yeah, great venue here. I'm really impressed with your guitar playing and also some of the things you do to get some of the sounds, especially the more ambient pieces.
Mm-hmm.
But first, you started off the set on an acoustic guitar.
Yep.
And it's this Martin over here.
This is Martin.
I guess. Tell us a little bit about that.
So this was a family guitar. I actually inherited it from my uncle. He lives in D.C. and it was in his attic for like 20 years, and he kind of forgot about it, and I went up to visit him, and he said, "Oh yeah, I've got this guitar," and it was not like playable. I mean, it was the neck was not completely attached, and the whole thing had to be redone.
Okay.
But like I took it to a luthier in Nashville and got it, worked on, and it's just kind of become my guitar. I mean, it's become the acoustic that I play with all the time. The only other acoustic I have is a Gibson that my dad also let me have when I turned 21. He gave me this guitar, and but that one's like a little too special. Like I won't travel with it.
Yeah.
I mean, that one's special too, but like
you record with that one, I guess.
I record with both of them, but that's the only I feel comfortable traveling with that one. So.
Yeah, and you beat the hell out of it too. You could play pretty
Yeah,
hard.
I mean, to be honest, like a lot of the scratches on it were already there, but I mean, I definitely put a few marks on it since I've had it. But.
Yeah. All right, cool. And then you moved on to playing some songs on electric, and I think you kicked it off with the Telly.
Yeah.
It looks like it's modified a little bit, or you have a Bigsby on there?
The Bigsby actually was on there when I bought it.
Oh.
It was a factory guitar. It was a custom shop Fender. I bought it in 2007, and it was pretty new then, I think. I mean, I bought it new. But we have a friend, Brian Herron, that lives in Durham, that does a lot of awesome guitar work and builds guitars.
Yeah, fret sounds.
Fret
right?
sounds, exactly. Yeah. So he replaced the pickups.
Okay.
So there's a custom wound pickup for the bridge, and then the neck pickup is a T.B. Jones pickup.
Oh, yeah.
And the signal level is just a lot better than like what was coming through on the factory pickups, and it really changed the sound of the guitar.
And now you're running these in different tunings too, right?
Yeah.
Are they open tunings?
Usually, yeah.
Usually.
I do standard tuning a little bit. I mean, obviously I used to, like when I played with Mike, I mean, I was playing in standard tuning, but the stuff I do is always in alternate tunings.
Okay. And then the third guitar that you played is a 12-string, which I thought was a Dan Electro.
It's Jerry Jones. So Jerry Jones is from Jackson, Mississippi. He actually went to high school with my mom, which is kind of hilarious.
Wait, your mom knew Alex Chilton too.
My mom did know. She knew a lot of interesting people growing up.
That's cool.
But he moved to Nashville, and he's a really great pedal steel player. But he got into building guitars, and I don't know how this happened. It must have been in the '80s, but he got the rights to essentially lease the Dan Electro body.
Was it time? I guess they
weren't making guitars
before
at the time. This was before they started making guitars.
Okay.
Exactly. So everything about it is like copy, like the pickups, but they sound and they play a lot better than Dan Electros. I'm not sure what kind of wood he was using, but it's much nicer. So the neck stays in tune a lot better. It's like somebody before I bought it. I bought this when I was still in high school. From Jerry Jones. I mean, he still had the factory going then. He's retired, but somebody told me that this is the only 12-string guitar that stays in tune, and it actually does stay in tune. It's a really well-built guitar.
That's one of the things you do hear about the Dan Electro is that they don't want to.
But almost all 12-string guitars won't stay in tune. It's just like kind of part of it.
Yeah. All right. Well, and then we're playing through Blackface Deluxe Reverb. Too.
Yeah, and that's another amp that I bought off one of my dad's friends. It's a 65. It's had a lot of work done to it. I've had to replace a lot of things over the years, but it's essentially the last 10 or 15 years been my primary amplifier that I record with. And I have a couple of other amps that are like louder, but like for what I do solo, it's perfect size.
Like when you played Bonnaroo, did you add some more wattage, or were you just
I had a Bassman when I played.
You had a Bassman,
yeah.
Okay.
But it doesn't have reverb on it, and I don't know. The Deluxe is the best amp in the world, I think.
Yeah.
It's just,
That's
it's what Neil Young uses.
There you go.
He has like
Neil's not wrong.
he has this wall of amps, and they're all like fake, and he literally has a Deluxe under the stage, and that's what somebody told me.
That's what you hear.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, let's take a look at your pedals. I guess just kind of take us through, where you're starting and.
Well, I mean, so I just actually in the last year started using a pedal board because I was reluctant to commit to the layout of a pedal board. Yeah. But I basically picked the things that I sort of need for everyday use. So the meat of it is, I've got the Rat and the volume pedal.
And that's like the Ernie Ball volume pedal?
Yeah, it's an Ernie Ball volume pedal. This gray pedal, the what is it, the RV5 or 3? I can't tell. It's scratched off. The Boss digital reverb delay. This pedal, I'm not sure they're making anymore, but it's got like really great long reverb settings, and it also has delay settings on it.
Okay.
And it's just a really good all-purpose delay and reverb pedal. The Full Tune tremolo pedal is just like the best tremolo pedal I've ever used.
Your tremolo was really warm and, for lack of a better term, authentic sounding. You know what I mean? It wasn't like disappearing. When
it's an incredible pedal, and you have like different settings of like depth and intensity for the tremolo. Mm-hmm. And the RC booster is essentially a pickup booster. It's just like it's not even really an overdrive pedal. You can get, when you crank the gain, you can get it to get a little crunchy, but it's essentially just a volume boost. I use that for lead stuff. I don't really use it as much when I'm playing solo sets, but definitely with like other musicians, I'll use that as my volume boost. And then the two loop pedals I have are the Line 6 DL4, which is a pretty ubiquitous pedal.
And you burned one in one of your videos.
Yeah, I did. Well, I've been through a lot of them. It was gutted.
Okay.
I've literally owned probably like 10 in the last 10 years. I go through about one a year. They break a lot.
You're just wearing out the switch. Oh, okay.
They just, well, they're not, they're not built to withstand a lot. Eventually the foot switches just give out and the circuit board breaks. But for what they are, I think they're like the best that are, they're affordable, and they do a job that a lot of their pedals, they're just they're like it's a good workman looper pedal. Yeah. Also, that you have the half speed and the reverse, and you have reverse delay on it, and it's just, there's things that like they do that really honestly like other pedals do, but like they're way more expensive.
Yeah. You have an expression, is that an expression pedal hooked
It's
up
an expression
to it?
pedal.
Or
And
you change rate with that, or?
Well, what you do with your expression pedal is that you can have two different settings on it. So I usually have it where like the loop's off on one setting and then the loop's on, so I can like fade in a loop.
Okay.
After I've already recorded it. I'm still kind of like working that out. I've only had that expression pedal for a few months, but.
And then you're using the flashback.
The flashback is so this is a really, this is a great delay pedal. It does essentially what the Line 6 does in terms of recording and delay. It doesn't have like a reverse setting, and it doesn't have a half speed. But anyway, the flashback has a minute recording time on it, and the Line 6 has like 30 seconds. So I try to just use them in tandem.
Right, that way you can throw stuff back and forth.
Yeah, exactly. You can have two different loops going at the same time. So that's basically how I use it. And then it also actually has some really good, more warm kind of analog sound and delay settings on it too. So.
All right, so you're committed to this for a while since you Velcroed them on, so you're
hell yeah! I don't want to deconstruct this anytime soon.
Right. All right, and then I guess the last piece of the puzzle, as far as gear and everything, is you tacked your guitar with a few little
noisemakers.
Little noisemakers.
Yeah.
Over here. When you picked up the fan, it was pretty fun.
Pocket fan, that's actually pretty cool. If you can hit the strings just with the right, if you hit them too hard, the fan blades stop. But just the right amount, it makes the strings vibrate and sounds really cool. Mm-hmm. Thumb piano, music box, dictaphone, just different like noise makers. I just try to like use different things to make sounds.
Yeah, and then you brought a lot of them in on the end of Country of Illusion.
Well, I had to because I forgot to use them earlier in the set. So
Yeah.
I had to make sure I used everything. I mean,
Yeah, they're here.
They're here. I mean, I went to the trouble of bringing them. So
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much for
Yeah.
kind of showing us the tools you use to assist your already great music. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
All right, thanks.